What is going on, everybody? My name is Trevor Davies, and today we're going to build this desk.
So, to get started, I got a 12 by 1 inch by 8 foot board and a 1 by 6 inch by 8 foot board. And then I cut them both roughly in half at 48 inches. Then, of course, I had to grab the crosscut sled, get that bad boy set up, and all I'm doing with this is making sure that the ends of the pieces that I cut are going to be good and straight. The reason for this is that it'll be a lot easier in the end. Next, I just took some 5-minute set epoxy and filled all the giant knots that are in these boards. I just got these boards from Home Depot, so they're not great and amazing boards, but they do the job, and I actually really like them for the price. So after all of these boards were epoxied up, I gotta let them dry. Okay, after they're all dried up, after a night of curing, I'll just send them through the planer real quick to knock down most of the epoxy and to get them all to the same level of thickness. Once I'm done there, I'll take my square and a large square and mark out all of my points for dowels. Doing it this way, I found it to be really accurate and quick and very useful. Now all I'm going to do is extend those lines to the side of the boards so that way I'll be able to see them better with my doweling jig. And now I'm ready to start my doweling. This jig I'm using, I can't remember where I got it from, either Home Depot or Lowe's. I'm sure you can also find it on Amazon. Really simple jig, pretty accurate, and really easy to use. So after I drilled all the holes for my dowels, I'm going to go ahead and test fit the desk to make sure it all lines up and is pretty much flush. And once I got that all done and all checked out, didn't see any big problems, it was time to start the glue up. So now that the glue is dried, I just come back with a chisel and scrape off what I can, really. I'm not going to put too much into getting the glue off with the chisel because I will be going over the top again with a hand plane. And that will definitely get rid of all the excess glue and epoxy I have left. This little hand plane, I think I picked up from Ace Hardware like 3 years ago, and it's never failed me. I have a bigger one, but this one is always in good condition and has never failed me. Alright, and now that the fun part is over, I'm going to get them out of the clamps and get ready for the really fun part. Sanding. And now, in case you guys have never seen anybody sand a piece of wood before, here it is. And there it goes. So now it's time to paint the legs. I actually got in contact with a metal fabricator that lives close to me, and I had him custom make these legs. So I actually don't know if you can get them online anywhere. I'm sure you could, but I don't know where. And all I'm doing now is just spraying them with Rust-Oleum's protective enamel, and the color's black. It's a black color. So now while those legs cure, they're an oil-based paint, so they take like a day to cure. I'm going to cut the sides of the desk. This is where at the beginning of the video cross-cutting them came in really handy because they are all mostly straight and together, but running the circular saw across all of them will ensure that they're all straight and that they all look even. After I got both my sides cut up, I went over the whole desk, top and bottom, with a roundover bit. And now it's time to stain. My staining process is a little bit different from everyone else's. That's why I really wanted to put it in this video. I tend to stain from left to right, where a lot of other people tend to stain left to right. But we're not going to worry about the differences. And for real though, I do put a little bit of polyurethane in my stain. That's why you're seeing it so glossy right now already. The only problem is that it takes like a whole night for it to cure. After that, obviously we sand with 320 grit and get ready to add another top coat of polyurethane. But since we mixed in some polyurethane with our stain, we only really have to do one top coat of polyurethane, which makes everything go by a lot faster. And then we dust off our top and add our top coat of polyurethane. And again, I'm sure you've never seen anybody put a clear coat on a tabletop, so we'll skip ahead. And done. Alright guys, it is nighttime now, and the lighting in my shop is terrible. But anyways, we're going to attach the legs anyways. As you can see, I set up a clamp with a straight edge on the end of it to make sure that the legs line up nicely with the edge of the desk. So just to be sure, I measured from the base of the leg to the edge of the table, and that way I can make sure that the legs were going to run parallel to the desk edge. And then all I had to do was screw it in. Oh my gosh, more sanding. This time I'm doing it with some steel wool just to get it real nice and smooth, so that way I can add the finishing coat of wax. And now we're ready to put the finishing coat of wax onto the desk. Might I point out how nice those roundovers and edges look. And once we're done with that, we are done.
Alright guys, thanks for tuning in. I had a lot of fun building this thing. Please like the video and subscribe, and I'll catch you guys later. Keep it real.